In this video, we're going to talk about using relative cell references in a formula. A relative cell reference is used because we don't always want to use the actual number that's in the cell. We want to reference the cell itself rather than the actual number, because if somebody changes a number or you might have a Excel spreadsheet where you're doing a calculation for a project, got a budget, numbers change all the time. If we have a formula that references a particular value rather than the cell itself, then the result will never change. So let's click. I've got O4 budget cell references file open. Now I'm going to click at cell B18. B18, where it says 1600. But if we look a little deeper, we look up in our formula bar, it says 1200 plus 500 minus 100. And what the person really wanted to do when they created this spreadsheet or this formula is that the 1200 number, they got the 1200 number from B3. They got this from the January number. So what if our rent for January actually changed? Then this would not reflect the change. So we want to reference the cell instead of the number. And so we can change that to B3. And if you notice, when I put in B3, look in the formula bar up here. B3 is blue. We also see a blue border around our actual cell of B3. That way we can see the reference. It's a visual representation of the reference we're creating. So it's going to still use 1200, but if we change this to a different number, the result of the formula will also change. So we hit enter. So B18, and they want us to, so it says copy cell B18 to cell B21. So copy B21, we're going to paste it. And if you notice, the number's not the same. If we actually, what I thought it would do, you would think that it would say 1600. But if you look at, we've moved this down 4 places. So if we look at this says B6. Our original one said, if we go back up, I hit escape to get rid of the copy, to get rid of that moving border. But if we go up here, it says B3. And if we count, that would be B4, B5, B6. It's trying to predict that you want to reference a cell that's 3 cells removed from your starting point. So that would be B3 plus 500 minus 100. What is in B3? What is in B6? B6 is nothing. That's 0. So that was simply 500 minus 100, and that is 400. So the cell reference is adjusted relative to its position in the worksheet. So an alternate way to use a cell reference is to click the cell being referenced while creating or modifying a formula. So with cell B21 still selected, Click in the formula bar, select B6, click cell B3, and so we've changed it from B6 to B3. Hit enter. And now we are adding 1200 plus 500 minus 600. So it should match what is here. And so in the next video, we're going to talk about absolute cell references. And it helps us lock in the cell. The cell, as we type different formulas on different parts of the spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel will not try to change the reference. It will lock it in so that it will not change. And we can lock in the row, and we can lock in the column. So you can choose to use a mixed cell reference, and we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, this is called a relative cell reference. It's the most basic kind of reference in Microsoft Excel.